Tonight, you're about to hear a story that was never meant to be told. A story about a place where the ocean doesn't just hide secrets, it keeps them. There is a shoreline in Louisiana that locals refuse to visit after sunset. No lights, no tourists, no second chances. They say the sand there is darker than anywhere else on Earth because of what lies buried beneath it. Many have gone searching for answers. Some recorded strange sounds. Some claimed they saw figures moving inside the fog. And some never came back at all. This is the story of Anne, a fearless explorer who built her fame chasing haunted legends across America. She didn't believe in curses. She didn't believe in ghosts. She believed in views, in viral moments, and in proving the world wrong. But one cold night at Blackwater Shore, something proved her wrong instead. Before we begin, turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and listen closely. Because once you hear the whispers, they might start calling your name too. This is American Nightmares, and tonight's story is called Whispers of Blackwater Shore. Anne never planned to become famous, at least, not in the way she did. Her channel had started as a simple travel vlog, a quiet escape from a life that felt too ordinary. She filmed small towns, roadside diners, forgotten landmarks, places most people would scroll past without a second thought. But everything changed the night she uploaded a video from an abandoned hospital in Ohio. The video wasn't special in her opinion, just flickering hallways, peeling paint, and her nervous laughter echoing in empty rooms. Yet viewers swore they saw something standing behind her in the darkness. The clip went viral overnight. Fear became her brand, and haunted places became her destination. Months later, a message arrived in her inbox. It was short, written in broken sentences. Go to Blackwater Shore. Don't stay after dark. At first, she thought it was a joke, but curiosity had always been Anne's greatest weakness. She began researching the place and quickly found scattered stories hidden across old forums and news archives. Blackwater Shore was located along a remote stretch of Louisiana coastline. Decades earlier, a powerful hurricane had devastated the area, leaving hundreds missing. With no proper burial grounds, locals had laid the bodies beneath the beach itself. Since then, people claimed the sand had turned darker, almost black. Strange sounds were heard at night. Travelers disappeared. Some who returned spoke of whispers and figures moving inside the fog. Anne didn't believe any of it, but she did believe in views. So on a gray October afternoon, she packed her camera gear, started her car, and drove toward the legend that would change her life forever. Road to Blackwater Shore seemed to stretch endlessly through marshland. Tall grasses bent under a restless wind, and shallow water reflected a sky heavy with clouds. By the time Anne reached the coast, the sun was already sinking into the horizon like a dying flame. She parked near an abandoned lighthouse, whose cracked walls leaned slightly toward the sea. Rusted metal stairs clung to its side like broken ribs. Everything about the place felt forgotten. Anne stepped out of the car, breathing in the salty air. The beach was vast and empty, its dark sand glistening faintly in the fading light. No footprints marked its surface. No distant laughter carried on the wind. It was quiet. Too quiet. Still, she smiled at her camera and began her introduction. Her voice sounded confident, practiced, even playful. Inside, however, a strange unease was beginning to grow. She told herself it was just the isolation, just the wind, just her imagination. But as she walked farther along the shore, the silence became something heavier, something that seemed to press against her ears like deep water. At first, Anne thought she was hearing waves rolling in from the ocean. The sound rose slowly, blending with the steady rhythm of her footsteps. But soon she realized it wasn't the sea at all. It was whispering. Soft voices drifted through the air, overlapping in a language she couldn't understand. They moved around her, sometimes close enough to feel warm against her skin. She turned in circles, searching for anyone who might be playing a trick on her. There was no one. The fog began to gather without warning. Thick gray clouds crept across the sand, swallowing the distant lighthouse and blurring the edge of the water. Shapes started to appear inside the mist, tall, shadowy figures that seemed to watch her every move. Her camera flickered. The screen went black. Anne tapped it repeatedly, her heartbeat quickening. She had checked the battery before leaving the car. It had been fully charged. Panic spread through her chest like cold fire. She decided it was time to leave, but when she turned back, the path she had walked was gone. The shoreline had changed, stretching into an endless expanse of darkness. Then she felt something breathe near her ear. A voice, gentle and broken, whispered a single word: "Stay." The abandoned lighthouse roared to life behind her, its beams slicing through the fog in slow, sweeping arcs. For a moment, everything was illuminated. The sand, the water, and the figures surrounding her. They were not standing. They were floating. Their faces were pale and hollow, their eyes like empty wounds. Some reached toward her with trembling hands. Others seemed frozen mid-scream, mouths stretched wide in silent agony. Anne ran. The wind howled like a living creature, throwing sand against her legs. Each step felt heavier than the last, as though invisible fingers were wrapping around her ankles. The whispers grew louder, rising into desperate cries that filled her head with unbearable pressure. And among them, she heard her own voice. It was crying, begging, calling her name from somewhere ahead. Through the shifting fog, Anne saw the faint outline of her car. Relief surged through her body, giving her the strength to keep moving. She could almost feel the safety of its metal doors, the comfort of its engine roaring to life. Then she noticed someone standing near the water, a woman. Same height, same hair, same frightened eyes. It was like looking into a mirror that had stepped out of reality. The double watched her approach, a slow smile forming on its lips. It raised a hand in greeting, its movements perfectly calm. Anne tried to scream, but the sound never left her throat. The fog surged forward, swallowing both figures in a tide of gray silence. Morning sunlight revealed a peaceful shoreline. The ocean sparkled gently, and birds circled overhead, as though nothing unusual had ever happened. Anne's car sat alone beside the lighthouse with the engine still running. Her camera rested on the front seat, covered in grains of black sand. Authorities searched for days. They found nothing, yet locals continued to tell stories about stormy nights at Blackwater Shore. They say a woman's voice can be heard drifting across the wind, yanning travelers to turn back while they still can. Some even claim to see her walking near the water's edge, forever trapped between the world she knew and the darkness that called her name. Some places don't forget. Long after the storms pass, long after the footprints fade, they continue waiting in silence. Maybe Anne was just another traveler who got lost. Maybe fear made her imagine things that were never there. Or maybe the legends were true all along. Locals still claim that on foggy nights, when the wind moves across the black sand just right, a woman's voice can be heard near the water, warning strangers to stay away while they still can. So, if you ever find yourself standing alone on a quiet shoreline and the waves suddenly stop, listen carefully, because the next whisper you hear might be meant for you. If you enjoyed tonight's nightmare, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again for more true legends, dark mysteries, and stories that will follow you into your dreams. This is American Nightmares, where every story feels real and every fear comes alive. Sleep carefully.